Hello everybody, welcome to another modern video. Today we're going to be taking a look at an updated, I guess, or I don't really want to call this experimental because this looks rather straightforward, but I'm trying a couple of new things here. I played a list by Jeskai lately, and he was playing 6 basic lands. Today I'm playing 5 because I want to have access to more counter spells in the main deck still, even after the banning of Yorion and stuff. But I did like the idea of having more basics, so we're going up to 5 here, as opposed to doing something like playing a castle or whatnot. So that's kind of like one of the small changes that I'm doing here. But 10 bounce lands. Stronghold, this is just, I don't know, like I feel like I say this all the time. It's just like, yes, you're giving up some consistency, but the incrementing power level that you're getting in exchange is just so high. So this is just worth it to me. So I'm just gonna continue playing Boros, Garrison, Slayer, Stronghold until I don't play Amulet anymore, or like I don't know, something gets banned or whatever. But yeah, so in this deck list, I try to keep the main deck as clean as possible. 33 lands and 4 explorers, 1 Azusa, 4 dryads, only 1 single cultivator colossus, and just trying to be as consistent as possible. In the sideboard is where I'm trying out a couple of things. Colony Garden is a nod to the increment in creativity decks. Like, that deck has become, if not the actual best deck in the format, at least one of the top 2 or 3 best decks in the format. So very interested in having access to Colony Garden. It's not like Colony Garden is like a hammer, right? Like, it's not like, oh yeah, I have Colony Garden, I'm safe now. It's more of a, it makes your opponent work harder instead of just like, well, whoops, here's an Archon, I guess that's GG. It's a little bit more of, okay, so they go ahead and they get the Archon into play, but they need to still go and do a little bit of extra work. Like, they're gonna need maybe 2 Archons in order to kill both the Colony and force you to sack the Primeval Titan. Or they're gonna need you to, they're gonna need to like fire ice your Colony Garden token or whatever. So you're just basically adding 1 extra step to what your opponent has to do, as opposed to just like, well, Archon, GG. So because this is just added to your mana base, I think that the cost is enough. It's just small enough that it's worth including. Then 3rd copy of Versailles. I'm still trying out Turn the Earth. Again, in theory, the idea of Turn the Earth is it gets around White Leyline. It's a card that if your opponent griefs it, you still have the flashback. It gains some life, which is nice. It has like a bunch of different abilities. So I'm still interested in trying it out. I'm still not sold that it's better than something like Endurance, just because Endurance is really good. But it may be better than it looks. So we are playing 1 copy of Endurance, 3 Tireless Tracker, not messing around with Grixis or anything like that, just trying to make the deck as clean as possible. 3 Dismembers, 2 Forces, 2 Explosives. I probably don't need to explain why I'm playing those cards. What I need to explain to you is that if you are enjoying the content, you can simply hit that like and subscribe button, and that's a great way to support the channel. You can also leave a comment down below, and if you're interested in supporting the channel in a very let's say monetary way instead, you can do so by supporting through Patreon or making donations. I can play any deck list of your choosing with any donation of $30 or more. And finally, if you're interested in coaching with me, you can find all the information you need in the description of the video down below. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you for round 1. Well, we're starting things off with a very interesting hand. I think this is a keep, because the plan here is going to be turn 1 Saga, play Amulet. Turn 2, any land kind of gets us in good shape here. And then we can, well, that's like literally the best land that we could have drawn. So yeah, now things are very easy. We're just gonna completely run over my opponents now. I guess they could have like a counterspell for the prime time, but this cannot cast counterspell, so we're not doing that. Okay, so they didn't counter last turn, so I'm going to assume that they don't have a counterspell, so that then I can play my second Amulet. Maybe. So what they could have is Leyline Binding. This could be Sue. This could definitely be the new Sue deck that's been going around. But this is fine though. Yeah. So I'm gonna play the second Dryad because my opponent didn't binding the Dryad there. And now we can drop a Primeval Titan. And we have no packs to pay for, so that's pretty good. I guess they could have Mana Leak or something, but looks like they don't. I'm assuming that they're either playing... this could be Creativity. If it is Creativity, then I want Boseiju, Colony Garden, Engineered Explosives, and the 2 Force of Vigors. And this is something new, by the way. Like, I think that Force of Vigor was not good enough before, but now because they're, you know, messing around with all of those... they're messing around with what's his name, Leyline Binding and Fable of the Mirror Record. That's the card I was thinking about. So because they have access to all of these cards, now all of a sudden Force becomes like a nice addition to the deck. So I'm assuming we are playing against Creativity, though it may be Sue. It may be Sue, but I think the Sue matchup is really, really good. So I'd rather sideboard thinking that we're playing against Creativity instead. We can cut a couple of Caverns. We could cut one more line if we need to. Maybe cut one Saga. The thing is that, I mean, they could have Wear Tear, but like that's not the worst. Guess I'm just gonna cut 2 Explorers. One on the 61 card special, you love to see it. Sure, the sound is a little bit slow, but it's got the pieces that we need. So really starting to feel like we are playing indeed against Creativity. So I think because of Fire and Ice, I'm just gonna go ahead and hold on to the Sanctuary until turn 3. This list don't play Remand or anything like that, but well, yeah. So now we play land, pass the turn. That's the events. So they still don't. They're missing white. Okay, so they have white. Let's see. Azusa is interesting. Yeah, I'm actually going to go for Dryad instead of Azusa. And the reason for that is I want to either Gust. Okay, bottom. That's interesting. But yeah, so the reason for going for Dryad is that if my opponent is going to Leyline Binding my Dryad, then I need to just find Boseiju with Primetime and I'm good to go. So it's kind of nice. Here's another Dryad. Name Giant and pass the turn. So I need to draw an untap land now. Nature's Claim, okay. Still no white mana. Ren and 6, okay. So effectively, if I find a Primeval Titan, we just win. Unlucky. If I find a land, not a Primeval Titan. So many Nature's Claims. Okay, so it is indeed Creativity. With no white mana. So they don't have access. Oh, maybe they just attack first. They don't have the Creativity. That sucks. Well, here's an Azusa. Bolt my Azusa. Sure. So they get another dwarf into play. So they're hitting a bunch of land drops, which is obviously, I mean, it's obviously good for them, but I guess we don't have Bojuki Bog, so oh, there we go. Green. Let's see if they have another Aether Gust. They do have another. Yeah, I'm just gonna top that. We're just stopping that. So we really gotta dodge Boseiju, but I guess if they have Boseiju and they Boseiju my land, then we can still do the thing. I mean, we're dead to Creativity. There's nothing we can do about it. So would kind of love to draw. I guess we can't draw Engineered Explosive, so it doesn't matter. But the slow burn with the dwarf beat down. Okay, so they did draw the Creativity. Okay, we can't beat that. Not without a board state, you know. Okay, so it is indeed Creativity. So I think that we're just fine. We should just draw better. Let's actually go for that instead, because I didn't see any white mana, which makes me think that my opponent may not have Leyline Binding, and they may instead be playing Persist. So because of that, I think I'd rather have access to Bojuki Bog. Endurance is interesting, but I don't think that's it. Nature's Claim is interesting. Like, Nature's Claim is kind of a beating for Ursa Saga. This hand doesn't do anything. Kind of is a trap. Gonna keep this bottom basic forest. And I'm gonna go forest Gracer, play Valakut Seiko. I mean, it's not a sick play or anything, but it gets me on board. If I can go pact for, well, yeah, I'm pacting for Dryad now. So I can pact for Dryad and I lose to Boseiju, but I think that's fine. Because it puts a lot of pressure on my opponent. Alternatively, I could pact for Asusa, but like just naturally having the Valakut, it's just so much better to do this. So we lose to Boseiju, but obviously attacking with Gracer. But I think that this is a fine plan here. Really forces my opponent to do something about this. If they play a Ran, we can pressure it. Yeah. So this is nice. So pay for my pact. So yes, and play T-West. And I think I'm just gonna play out this Crumbling Vestige. Pass the turn. Fable. Yeah, you're super dead, opponent. You're widely dead. Woo, baby. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I miscounted. I miscounted like an idiot. Is that what just happened? I miscounted like an idiot. Wow. I was convinced that we had 6 mana. Oh, we had exactly 6. Yeah, I threw this game away, obviously. Well, instead of my opponent dying, they're gonna win the game now. So that part sucks. I'm not gonna block. I'm gonna take the damage, and like if my opponent now, if they creativity now, they can't just ping the Gracer and I can sack the Gracer. Oh, they just make 2. Oh yeah. Oh, well, I threw this game away. Obviously, we should have won this. Like I'm just I'm just very, very stupid. Wow, I threw this one away really bad. My bad, YouTube. I'm sorry about that. We should have won out, but okay. I got played. See you next round. Well, after an extremely embarrassing round 1, I swear I know how to play this deck, YouTube. I swear. This is probably Shadow, so I guess I keep this. I guess it could be Breach. Steam Vents. Monkey, you say, huh? I raise you a monkey with a sloth. I raise you a sloth to your monkey. Alright, opponent fetches Misty Rainforest. I guess we're gonna know what's up. Temple Garden. Oh, this is the... okay. So it's this deck. Tribal Flames deck. Another Gracer. Okay. Unfortunately, this doesn't quite work. So I'm gonna have to play this out. And I'm playing out the Boseiju there because if we find another T-West, then I can transmute this. I can Vestige to transmute this for T-West. If we find any land, though, we can potentially pact for Dryad if that's something that we need to do. I'm obviously going to try to save this pact for Primeval Titan, but if we have to we can do whatever we have to. I'm going to chill over here because I think that my opponents, they're short on mana, and I really want to make sure that I can keep this monkey in check. Land? I mean, it's not like I'm playing 33 of them, right? Oh, wait. I am. Okay, so at this point, if I draw a T-West, I can just play it out, and it's going to be the exact same thing, right? So we chill. Kind of unfortunate, actually. Gonna block 1 and 1. Maybe I should have just played out the other Gracer, honestly. Damn, that Sign of Draco looking really bad over there, huh? But if I draw a bounce land, this represents another lightning bolt in my opponent's face. Oh, come on, man. Oh, you're killing me, deck. You're killing me. You're killing me right here, man. Can I stabilize at this point? I don't have Radiant Fountain, so I think this game is just over. Also, Leyline Binding kills me, but Yeah, I can't win anymore. Because I play Primetime, and they, like, whether they had a removal or not, I just lose anyway. So we want the Dismembers, we want the Explosives, and I want a Blocker and Colony Garden. But Jugabog doesn't do anything. Endurance kind of lines up okay against their stuff, but it's not really what I'm about. Colossus sucks, as we just saw. Basically, Colossus always sucks. It's got one Cavern. Do you want to cut a Saga? Not really. Just got a Dismember on the draw. On the play. Maybe we can bring it back in on the draw. Yeah, I can't keep a one-lander. This is a lot better, so let's keep this one instead. And we're gonna bottom Sun Home. Well, my opponent cannot be playing Force, so that's very nice. Definitely good to know. And yeah, I'm just gonna develop our mana, do some things. That's actually kind of nice because it allows me to develop mana, and then we can get Saga value, which is very cool. Because I don't need to pop this quickly, right? I already have an Amulet in play, so I don't really have a rush to pop the Saga, so I can just, you know, accrue some value on the way there. So opponent fetches on my end step, gets a land. So now Lounge plus Temple Garden gives them 5. Lounge plus Basic Forest is not so good. Destructive Revelry, my Saga. Okay. So I'm just going to transmute for Summoner's Pact. And I guess I don't attack because they could Dash Monkey. I could have Stubborn Denial. If they Stubborn Denial... If they play, like... if they play a land, I mean... Do I pact in response to play around Stubborn Denial? Okay. I think I'm not going to. So let's go... land... this. They just back it in. Okay, so Dismember's good. Explosive's good. I think I'm just gonna go like this. Maybe over the Cavernous Souls, I should have one less land. And this matchup feels very good for me. Like, it feels like if I'm losing, it's because my hand is non-functional, like in the first game. This hand is slow. Like, maybe I should have shipped this on the draw. This hand seems like perfectly fine on the play, but on the draw maybe it's just a little bit too slow. Just a tiny bit too slow. If they have turn 1 Monkey, I'm gonna actually be really far behind. So my best draw is Arboreal Grazer. Turn 1 Temple Garden. Nekatl. Okay, that's less bad for me. Woof. Did I say what the best draw would be? Because I think it looks like this. All right. MTGO is like, okay, so I give you a hard time. Give you a hard time in the last one. It's okay. I'll make it up to you right now. Yep. MTGO is making me feel a little bit less bad about the whole situation. There's no way they have something like Necromancia or the what's his name, right? Or like Magus. Just no way that those are cards in my opponent's deck. This is kind of awkward, but there's not too much I can do about it. So I'm just going to play that, play this, and say go. Opponent's gonna be able to, like, I'm gonna chump the Kabu, and I think I'm probably taking the damage from the Nekatl. No, actually I'm gonna block. This is because, like, this opens me up to Lightning Bolt, but if my opponent bolts my Dryad, then they can't. If they have something like Mana Leak, they can't counter my Primetime, so we're in good shape. They can also just not have anything, and okay, now this time I am okay to do this. And I'm not literally throwing the game away, you know? Not literally throwing the game away by doing this. Valakut, Stronghold, triggers. Always yes, always yield. Valakut copy, kill your Kabu for good measure. Alright, sweet. See you for the next round. This is actually a pretty interesting keep or maul style hand. I think I keep it, because it's good against a pretty significant amount of the format, but it's close because... I'll put it moves to 6, by the way, but it's like this hand can backfire. I'm playing a deck list with 33 lands, so that makes me a little bit more inclined to keep a hand like this. Also, the fact that I have access to the full 10 bounce lands also makes keeping a hand like this a little bit better. Monkey. Well, now this looks pretty good. Yeah. Okay. So now this hand turned into just straight up the nuts. So play my growth chamber here, bounce vestige, and now next turn I'm gonna have a choice. It's gonna depend on my draw step. I have to keep in mind that Mox Amber is currently being enabled by the monkey. Yeah, we're blocking. In case you're wondering, we're blocking. Yeah. So they could be playing the blue-green. They could be playing the teamer version that Spider has been championing. So like that means Ren, but okay. Blue-red, Emery. Okay. And just like that, they have access to heat. Ooh, that's very good for me. So now I can safely play Asusa and set up Titan for next turn while trading with my opponent's monkey. I think my opponent is gonna be good. I recognize their username, so they probably play significant amount of MTGO. So I think that they're just gonna, you know, play bubble and just leave it in play. Or not. Or maybe they just won't. But yeah, we're just gonna prime time and just start to bog my opponent until there's no tomorrow. That's a pretty good draw. And I don't think there's anything that I should be worried about in terms of like remand or mana leak or whatever. So let's get Bojuki Bog and another growth chamber. Bog you, bounce T West, pass the turn. Now they don't have a Delirium for Unholy Heat, so I don't need to worry about that. So, yeah. All right, so this is Jeskai Breach. This look good. These look good. These looks fine. Sage seems fine. Is Explosives good in this matchup? I'm honestly not even sure. Same thing with Dismember. Like I'm familiar with like the previous iteration of Breach decks, but a lot has changed since then. I think that they don't have ways to counter me, so Cavern of Souls can go. Could cut Explores, 2 or 3 of them. Maybe cut a Gracer. Could have access to Wear Tear or something like that. This is close. I could also see multiple ways to go about this. Just like cut all the Gracers, cut the Explorers instead. Multiple different places to go. Could even cut the Amulet. I could see myself cutting one Amulet versus the Prismatic Ending Wear Tear deck. Yeah, that game one ended up working out really well. It is possible, again, I'm not familiar enough with the matchup. It is quite possible that those Dismembers should not be in my deck. I think I want them, but I'm honestly not sure. And I know that I don't want this hand. It's just a little bit too slow. This one's a little bit better, I guess. But like it really needs a bounce land. Like, without a bounce land, this hand's not doing too much. We are on the draw though, so we get multiple looks at finding a bounce land. We have Dismember as interaction. This hand does have a couple of things going for it. Let's pass the turn here. I don't think I'm going to play around. I think I'm better off playing around. I'm better off playing around my opponent having a second monkey than them playing around them having some sort of Spell Pierce effect, I think. Huh. Okay. So now this makes me really feel like they have some sort of Wear Tear kind of effect. So I'm not going to play the Saga into it. I'm going to play the Saga after I play the Dryad, basically. Which doesn't actually open me to a 2-for-1, since both of them are enchantments. So that's kind of nice. Ursa Saga. Bubble. So no colored mana means I'm safe to play the Saga. So if I find a bounce line, which would be my best draw, I could have led on Saga there. 1, 2, 3. Really wishing that I can draw. Really wishing that I can find something like a bounce land, Force of Vigor, that kind of stuff. Okay. It's not bad. gonna bounce Vestige because it's gonna net me 1 more mana for next turn. Here comes a construct. And now I guess in response to this, I'm gonna make a construct myself to play around PD Needle, I guess. Oh, they're tapping out. Sweet. Okay, so they're trying to go for like a construct game plan. And that's kind of exactly what we want. Also, I did not bring in engineered explosives. Maybe explosives are better than Dismember. Obviously, Dismember did a lot of work there, right? If that monkey had been connecting all of this time, I would probably be dead by now. So, oh yes, please bounce my construct. They're not going to. They're gonna, you know. I'll take 4. Float a mana. Play this. And the nice thing here is that this actually gives me flexibility about what to do with my... I get to leave this Stronghold untapped. So I can basically force the Aether Spellbomb to crack. As to what to bounce here, I think it's quite interesting. And holy hit my prime time. Okay. So that exiles their stuff. I think I just want to bounce the Vestige. Okay. Attacking them doesn't really do anything. Like, they're going to be either dead or not. So I'd rather just... It effectively, if they want to attack, they need to crack the Spellbomb to bounce my dude. Which obviously is quite good for me. Or just play another artifact. That's another way around it as well. But they're not particularly close to lethal. And they actually have a bunch of cards that don't do anything in their deck, which is also pretty nice. Grinding Station is interesting. So I could be dead here. I guess that I could die to Grape Shot, so if they're playing the Grape Shot version, so I'm gonna be a little bit of a coward here. Prismatic Ending my Amulet. Okay. Okay, so that's an interesting draw. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Summoner's Pact. Spell Pierce. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I can just let this go. This is my opponent's last card in hand. And then I can just use the other pact. And this allows me to... Yeah. This allows me to dismember one of my opponent's constructs. Oh, I messed it up! Yeah, I messed it up. I had to play this first. I guess I can just use... Well, I can just use Boseiju. Yeah, let's just do this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, we can just recast prime time next turn. So they can't get through. They can't get through. Yeah. And now I just Boseiju one of these constructs. They get a land, but I don't need to pay my life. So I only take 3. This is now a 2-turn clock as opposed to just a 1-turn clock. That's another good thing. We get to recast primetime next turn. Underworld Breach. So they can't go infinite. Actually, they don't really achieve anything, I don't think. I mean, they get to put Aether Spellbomb in play again, which means that, you know, they make this a little bit better. And and I guess this is also good for them to do. Because, like, they could find a 0 here. So now they can sack Spellbomb and recast it 3 times. Okay. So now they can cast Emery. Yeah, so I guess that they can actually win here. So we have to dodge a 0. No 0. So they can play Springleaf Drum here. That means that they get to replay one more thing. Because they get to tap the Emery. So that untaps. Then they tap Drum 4 mana for Emery. With Emery. Station themselves. Sacking the Drum. Still no 0. Now they get to recast the Drum. And they have one last look at the top 3 cards to try to find a 0. And if they do, I think they win. If they're playing Thassa's Oracle. No 0s. Sweet. So I guess we are gonna win now? Question mark? 1, 2, 3, 4. Pay for Pact. Let's think about this here. So we do have mana to primetime. We're not gonna haste, but the question is, what do we want to do? If we want to dismember Emery, I guess that Emry can recast the Grinding Station. So if they draw another Underworld Breach, we may be in trouble. That was kind of impressive though. Like my opponent looked at like 10 or 12 cards or whatever in like a single turn and just almost managed to steal a win here. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to play Primetime. We definitely have to exile the graveyard, so that's not really an option. But we have a couple of different ways to go about that. We can either Vesuva the Bojuka Bog, or we can find something else. I think that I want to... My opponent's going to get to... Basically, the question is, do I want to kill Emry or not? Because if I want to kill Emry, I can. And the way to do it is by Vesuva copying my Vestige. But what if I go Vestige, just so 6 mana, bounce land, Vesuva. Vesuva Bojuka Bog, exile my opponent's graveyard, bounce land. I guess I have to Vestige first with green. So I used my land drop. No, because I'm 1 mana short of actually casting this Dismember. Because I'm using 1 mana on the Grazer. So if I play Vestige, I can go Vesuva, but then I don't exile my opponent's graveyard. So the question is, do I want to be dead to Galvanic Blast off the top? It's really awkward. But I think it's fine, right? Like if they don't draw a breach, I'm kind of in good shape. If I play out the Grazer, like I let them on top with Emry, but the problem is like if they draw something like Galvanic Blast, I'm just dead. So let's play that out. Green, keep green floating. Say yes. Get Vesuva plus Growth Chamber. I could also do double bounce land. That doesn't really do anything. What if I do bounce land for Bog? Yeah, so I can either Bojuka Bog my opponent or I can Dismember the Emry, but I can't do both. And I think I'd rather... Which one I'd rather do? I guess I'd rather Dismember the Emry? If I Dismember Emry, I am dead to... So I'm not technically dead to Breach, I'm just pretty close to being dead to Breach if they top deck it. Man, this is really close. I think it's better for me to Bojuka Bog because it means that I'm not technically dead to Galvanic Blast as well, which my opponent did show me previous game. So I think that's gonna be that is going to be the final. I don't know what the word is, but like what basically brings my decision towards Bojuka Bogging as opposed to Dismember an Emry. Because if I Dismember the Emry, then if they top deck Galvanic Blast, I'm at 2 and I die to the shock. So this also puts 2 blockers in play. But here they can sack the Grinding Station to itself. And now they can play Mox Amber. So if they did top deck exactly Breach, I'm dead. If they top decked exactly Breach, I'm dead. But if they didn't, I'm just fine. So swing there. This is going to be a rather straightforward turn. Actually, is it? Because they could have a removal from my Dryad. I don't think I'm supposed to play around it. I don't think I'm supposed to play around it. The good thing about going for Dryad here is that... Also, I should have probably hasted because I'm going to have infinite mana, which I'm not going to use. So, transmute. But the good thing about pacting for Dryad here is that I do get to Dismember the Emry if I want to. Like, regardless of whether they have removal for the Dryad or not, I get to Dismember the Emry. Also, I guess I did actually miss lethal once again by not activating the Stronghold. I don't think it's gonna matter. I don't think that they can really win from here anymore. So, yep. All right, that deck is so scary. every time I see it in action, it's just like that's a lot. See you next round. All right, here we are in this should be 3-0 league. I'm gonna keep this hand though. Man, it feels bad to give up that first match. I'm totally about to 4-1 this league and be very, very sad. When I literally had the kill in hand. Verdant Catacombs. Okay. Well, here we go. What do you got for me, Verdant Catacombs? What are you gonna go get? Proving Ground, okay. I wonder if this is the Sue deck again. Because if it is, we're probably in really good shape. Okay. That sucks a little bit, but like it's not the end of the world. They're just gonna take my Summoner's Pact. It's just good old Jundo. We do get to cast Cultivator Colossus this coming turn though, anyway. Unless they have another discard spell. Because we're just gonna find second Amulet and then... Okay. That's funny. Floating mana. So I guess I'm assuming John Saga, but I'm not actually sure. This is gonna be fun. Explore. And now I'm going for Colossus, even though I could go for just Summoner's Pact, but this is just more. This is more fun. And what are we for here if it's not to have fun? Play that one. Play that one. Play that one. Play that one too, sure. And that one. Name Giant. Play that one. Name Antelope. Always gonna name Antelope with that one. Play that one. Boo. Boo! This is not enough triggers. So many. So many, yet not enough. Also, it's kind of funny how we only had the one green source. We only have the one green source. Somehow managed to draw a bunch of non-green sources. Okay. Is this good enough? Is this good enough, opponent? I guess you want to keep experiencing. They want to continue with the experience. Okay, I respect that. All right, trackers. That's good. Explosives. That's also good. Even though Cultivator was kind of fine there, I don't think it's a particularly good card in this matchup. So I could see cutting it. Explorer is fantastic. Could maybe cut one Ursa Saga. Don't think I want to cut Expedition Map. 2 Bosages is fine. I don't think I want Bosage number 3. Can cut 1 Gracer even though I know they have Monkey, but it's fine. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna cut Colossus. Like that worked out right in that game because we had exactly the kind of hand that works with that, but if they do have DRC, I'm gonna want Endurance, but I don't think we want Endurance otherwise. So we don't have any information of whether or not they're playing DRC. I think I don't want the Endurance. Could be wrong about that. Okay, this is like the perfect anti-John Saga hand. Did I not reveal Jegantha in the first game, or did I just forget about it? It's possible I just forgot, but Monkey. So I think I want to go Explosives on one. Maybe that's not right, but I don't think I'm going to have the chance to crack Explosives again. We're going to get hit by the Monkey one time, which I don't love, but c'est la vie. Monkey connects. Let's see what the exiles. Take 2. No! My Gracer! Give it back. Poor Gracer, man. Poor Gracer. Tracker. Okay. Heyo. So, that's actually kind of nice. So I can go play Gracer. And now we play out the Saga. And now next turn I can just double explore, which is pretty nice if I want to. So we're kind of doing it here. Alternatively, I could make a construct. So I guess I'm gonna do that instead. Just 1 explore and make a construct. Tracker can be scary, but the fact... never mind. That actually makes sense. I was gonna say the fact that they played out the basic forest means that they're probably not... They probably don't have like a ton of lands. So like them playing out the pit land makes a lot of sense. So that's a land that you don't want to play before any of these. And I take 5, which is a significant amount. Summoner's Pact. Alright. Cast it. I dare you. I guess I can technically pay for it. Inquisition. It's fine. Surprised they didn't just crack Clue. Alpine Moon. Yep. Makes sense. So now we're just going to be able to explore plus crack explosives. Blow up Monkey and Alpine Moon. Get a nice little 2-for-1. Although I guess it's going to be like a 2-for-2 because it cost us our Saga, right? If we find any untap land, we get to play Dryad and Transmute, which is pretty hot. Gonna wait till combat here before we crack this. Bye-bye Monkey, bye-bye Moon. If my opponent is playing at Holy Heat though, they are now online. That's good for us though. We're down to 9. Goif. Okay. So I guess we're gonna have to do some chump blocking over here. Obviously not where we want to be. And we lose to removal on the Dryad, obviously. Yeah, that's enough. Okay, game 3. Changes. Endurance seems okay. Probably don't care about Explore. Yeah, looks fine. Maybe I should have one more Gracer over a second Explorer, but I think this is okay. Keep. And I'm not gonna play Saga on turn 1, actually. So we are hoping that my opponent goes turn 1 Monkey, as opposed to turn 1 discard spell. If I do get to play Azusa, we're gonna be in really good shape. 3 basics is not fantastic though. Okay. Just gonna play out the Gracer, play around another discard spell. Could have Alpine Moon, that would suck. But this also plays around Dashed Monkey very nicely. Okay, they did have the Alpine Moon once again. Tracker is our best draw, I guess. Dryad. Now Tracker is our best draw. Ren. Dryad would be pretty sick actually, because Dryad allows me to kill the Ren in 6. Okay. Good one for my opponent to not know about. So we go to combat and I'm just gonna block here. Obviously this opens it up to the Ren minus, but like this is gonna happen eventually, so trying to dodge Thoughtseize, trying to dodge Boseiju. Boseiju would be kind of a big deal. Alright, that one's not. They do get to put my Saga into play, which is pretty decent, but like it's not as decent as this one. This one's also pretty decent. So I think I want to maximize on my mana as opposed to holding onto a bounce land in hand. It's close. I think it's pretty close. Okay, yeah, so I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna because Vesuva is gonna be copying this and I'm gonna get Boros Garrison. So I think that I'm gonna be bouncing the Vesuva, so I'm gonna have the Vesuva as a bounce land if I need it. So Vesuva, Boros Garrison, Vesuva that. I think I do kill the Ren. Bounce here. And now I think we're gonna go for T-West plus. I could get Colony Garden. Could just get 2 T-Wests. That's actually pretty interesting. Just getting 2 Tularia Wests. I could get Simic Growth Chamber. Develop my mana even further. I think I'm gonna get 2 Tularia Wests. So that deals with the Ren. And now they have this prime time to get through. I'm gonna take 5 here. They're gonna get back their land, which is kind of irrelevant. So I'm not gonna enable them to like shock my prime time or Ren minus my prime time. They can also regen this. Play out the land is interesting. So they have a Ren in 6. We got no packs to pay for, which is nice. Pink face. Okay. So for next turn, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I'm gonna get to play and haste another Primeval Titan. So that's, I think, what I'm gonna be doing. Unless they answer my Amulet. In which case, if they answer my Amulet, I just pivot and I just kill them with Dryad. Nice. Okay, so Vesuva, copy that one. Float some blue mana. Transmute. Summoner's Pact. Summoner's Pact. Primeval Titan. Yes. Valakut. And I guess I'm gonna get a Growth Chamber. I think we're just bouncing Vesuva here. Attack them. Get Sunhome and Cruel Turf. At this point, I'm assuming they don't have removal for... I'm assuming that they don't have removal for the Primeval Titan. Crumbling Vestige and Colony Garden. And the reason for that is that obviously they would have not let me attack with the Prime Time if they could have. At least I assume that's the case. We can get a 1/1 for our troubles, and that's lethal. Alright, sweet. See you for the last round. Last round. And what's up with this? We can go turn 1 Monkey into Saga. We don't have a Titan, but we have Expedition Map. I'm gonna keep this one for Science. There's like a pretty decent amount of decks that this hand is great against. Prismatic Vista is not something that you see every day. I'm kind of scared. Prismatic Vista. Color me surprised. Basic Swamp. Is this the Coffers deck? Oh, Cliffs. Oh, this is just Scam, I guess. So if this is Scam, this hand's pretty decent against Scam, I think. Counter on Giant, say go. So even if they Blood Moon here, we get a construct out of the deal. It's gonna be a 2/2. Obviously, I'd rather they don't Blood Moon, but even if they do, it's still not the end of the world. Unless they have some cards. See some Pyromancer. Okay. Yeah, so I'm just gonna Tenacious Underdog. Dude, like this decks will just play anything. Yeah, so the good thing for us here is that they just don't really have a clock. So like my constructs are about to be 4/4s right now. So now even if they Blood Moon me, it's not that good. Like if they spend their entire turn Blood Mooning me, they're not really getting that much leeway. They could have Kolaghan's Command. Kolaghan's Command would be annoying, but like they can shock a construct and blow up the Amulet. Fury. Okay. That's good. If they have the Unearth thing, that's pretty good. They do have the Unearth thing. Okay, so that kills both constructs. Doesn't let me... They're still kind of dead if I find the Prime Time, though. I'm gonna block over here. Gonna be doing some exploring. Okay, I can crack map. So if they have removal for this, I guess I lose. So let's play Saga and the Growth Chamber. I'm gonna bounce the basic forest and say go. So we need to find the Primeval Titan here. But at least this hand does beat Blood Moon. If we do top deck the Prime Time, of course. So we gotta chomp the Fury, otherwise we're dead to it. And then we go down to 6. So 2-turn clock. So it all comes down to whether we find Primeval Titan or not. Call against command. Gross. Making me discard instead of shocking when I can make a chump block. Yeesh. I don't think that's it, opponent. Does cracking this matter? I don't think it does, and maybe the size of the construct does matter. Okay. We didn't find anything. Okay. Dismembers. Turn the earth. Tireless Tracker, Colony Garden, Boseiju, cut Colossus, cut Cavernous Souls, cut Sagas. Let's not cut all of them. Cut 2 Sagas. Don't think we want explosives. Cut one of these, cut map. We don't want Force of Vigor. Maybe a couple of Explorers and 1 Amulet. And some respect. There we go. Keep. It's the kind of land that has the potential. It's probably gonna get destroyed, but it has the potential. So what we want to find is another bounce. What? Watery Grave. So they should take Dryad and Tracker here. Undying Evil. Maybe they take the Summoner's Pact actually, but if they do, then I get to deploy the Tracker, so that's not great for them. Though maybe they have a Lightning Bolt. If they have a Bolt, then that would actually make sense. They do take the Prime Time. Okay. Yeah, I think I want to play to the board. Which is going to be kind of awkward. It's going to be kind of awkward, but I think this is what I want to be doing. Also, this makes me think no Blood Moon. Thoughtseize. Oh, there goes my Summoner's Pact. Next turn we get to play Saga. And I'm playing this on a classic scam hand in terms of they can't really... Ooh, it's a very good draw. That's an extremely good draw. Okay. I guess I attack because now I'm winning the race. Yeah. And this is kind of what the deck does, right? Like sometimes it just keeps a 1 land there and just hopes that it's good enough. And if it isn't, then it gets kind of wrecked. These constructs are beefy. These constructs are beefy. So we get to draw 1 card, which is nice. And we still get to make a construct. Oof. Fire. Here we go. Sweet. Yeah, obviously, now that I know that I don't have to worry about Blood Moon, then the Sagas become so much better. So, cut the Cavernous Souls. I still think probably don't want Expedition Map. Did show me Call Against Command. I should kind of cut a Saga still. Alright, let's see if we can get the honorary 5-0. If Fran were an idiot, he would have 5-0'd. Which is the best kind of 5-0, of course. Everybody knows that. Everybody knows that. Well, we can very clearly blame me and not the deck. Okay. Oddly enough, I think that the right play here is to take 2... I think the right play here is to take 2 Explorers. Bertoncini style, you know? 2 Explorers. 2 Explorers. I rewatched that video the other day after many years of not having seen it. It was something. It was something. I can't believe how long Bertoncini was allowed to stay. It's kind of mind goblin. Explore. Grace Arena. Okay. It's gonna be 2 blockers, so if I need to chomp, I can. But I think I'd rather go for another Explore. Dig a little bit deeper. Well, now that's hella interesting. That is way too interesting. So I think we do this. Bounce that. Replay this. Cast Explore. Saga. Okay. Pass the turn. One could have taken the Explorers, and they didn't. Nobody respects the Explorer. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Okay. Copy that one. And just gonna play Gracer. Say no, pass the turn. So now I can block if I want to. Alternatively, I can just also not block. Fury. Let's see if they have another Undying Evil effect. They don't. So I guess I'm just gonna chill then. I'm gonna take 4 this turn. I'm gonna make 3 constructs. They're gonna be 5/5s, 4/4s. That's really nice. That is very, very nice. So now I have like a gazillion blockers. I guess I'm not gonna make a construct in case they have specifically engineered explosives for whatever reason. Not that I think an engineered explosive could cut against me. I think it's terrible, but the next turn we're gonna be able to transmute for prime time and get to do the thing. Block and block. What do you got for me, opponent? Feign Death. That's perfectly fine. That was their top deck, so they just have nothing. Because that was their top deck, otherwise they would have put a Fury onto play instead. So now they're just dead. Sweet, so I guess I would have fight out, damn it. So, 1, this is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 mana. It's a lot of mana. It's a lot of mana. Maybe I actually had a Titan turn last turn. I honestly didn't even count. Like, I assumed that I didn't. And I guess it's better to not do that anyway. The reason being because I would... Like, I need to make sure that I don't die. I don't randomly die to this Grief killing me. And maybe they have, like, a way to remove the Titan. And then I don't have enough blockers. And I'm actually in a tough spot. Don't even have to play around. Fucking... What's his name? Yeah, so I guess I would have 5-0'd if I wasn't an idiot. That sucks. Alright, if you made it this far and you didn't just immediately quit as soon as I made that stupid mistake in round 1, thank you. And hopefully I, what's the word? I redeemed myself with what would have been an honorary 5-0. This list looks nice. It feels very clean. It was obviously inspired by something similar to what Mistaken is currently doing. And his lists are always very, very clean. I really like them. I'm still not sold on Turn the Earth. Everything else felt great. Everything else just felt quite good. So Turn the Earth is like the only, like these are the only 2 slots that I'm just like a little bit iffy on. But everything else felt clean. Tracker actually did exactly what you would expect it to do, which is what you would want it to do, which means that it's probably a good card to be playing right now. So I think that right now I'm going to be on Tracker, even though it is a little bit clunky, obviously. Like, nobody's denying that, and it needs something to go right. But it is one of those things where the card, like if a card is doing what you want it to do, even if it's not that powerful, it's probably a good sign. I think I would be into Kura, which is the dragon that Mistaken has been playing, if it were like a single green mana as opposed to 2. I feel like I would consider it a little bit more, but the fact that it requires two basics, it's just like, ugh, I don't know. I'm not super high on it. I could be playing like 1 Kuda, 2 trackers. Like, that's definitely something we could do, but I think the 3 trackers is nicer. And that's gonna be it for me today. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. If you're enjoying the content, of course, you can support it by just leaving a comment down below. Let me know what you liked, what you didn't. Or just shooting the shit, you know, just like tell me what's up, how are you doing? And of course, if you are interested in supporting the stream, you can do so through Patreon, through donations, any donation of $30 or more, and I will play in a deck list of your choosing. And finally, you can as well go ahead and book a coaching session with me if you're interested in that. Everything is in the description of the video down below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video, folks. Take care. Bye bye.